Each year, around 6 to 8 million animals end up in the shelters. Of these animals, only around 4 million are adopted. Around 3 million are euthanized each year. You may be thinking, well, maybe they're mean or they're sick and they're not treatable. But this isn't the case for most of these animals. Around 2.4 million of them, or about 80%, are healthy or treatable and adoptable. Many times, this problem can be solved by simply adopting before you choose a breeder, donating to these shelters or rescues, whether that be time or money, as well as spaying and neutering your own pets to reduce the overpopulation. I've had firsthand experience at several shelters where I've seen many dogs and cats that are healthy, active, and very sweet. These animals always deserve to have their own loving family, but many times they'll stay in shelters for too long and have to be euthanized and won't get that opportunity. Today we will talk about the problem of overpopulation in shelters and why you should adopt before you go to a local breeder. Several solutions to this problem, statistics, breeders, and approximately how much breeders can cost, as well as how you can help. As I mentioned previously, around 6 to 8 million animals end up in shelters each year. This number is very high, but it has went down since 1973 when it was 13 million. Several causes, like I mentioned, how animals can end up in shelters are overpopulation, the fact that sometimes people have to surrender their pets, owner deaths, and other causes. Some statistics I found were that around 23 million pets are living in underserved communities. Of these pets, around 87% are not spayed or neutered, which causes overpopulation, as well as strays. And 77% of these animals have never been to a vet. Around 30 to 40 million cats are considered community cats. They're strays, they live on the streets, and they do not have a particular owner. Of these 30 to 40 million cats, only around 2% are spayed or neutered. Statistics show that around 80% of kittens that are born to community cats, which causes more overpopulation, more animals ending up in shelters, and more euthanasia each year. Approximately 70% of cats that are in animal shelters are euthanized each year. This problem of overpopulation in the shelters can easily be cut down. The main way that it can be cut down is by adopting before you shop or buy from a local breeder. Another reason you can help is by spaying and neutering your own animals, like I previously stated, which can help cut down on overpopulation, as well as can benefit your pet for several health reasons. Many times people will not go to local shelters before they go to a breeder because they have several rumors and reasons. One reason would be that they're looking for a particular dog and they don't think one will be at the shelter, or they want a purebred dog, or they want a puppy to raise with their family. But many times, due to several factors, many times animals will be purebred. Around 25% of animals in shelters are purebred dogs. Many times, it never hurts to check the shelter before you go to a breeder. One main reason to look at shelters is because of the cost effectiveness. I checked into several local shelters to look at different price ranges they have for their animals available. One shelter said that their cats were $60 and their dogs were $150. That included veterinary expenses and spaying and neutering, so you wouldn't have to worry about that cost. Another shelter I looked at said that their cats ranged from $80 to $90 depending on age, and their dogs ranged from $100 to $150 for their age. I checked into the average cost of breeders, and it depends on the type of animal you get, how old they are, and their contract that they give you. But many times they can range from $800 to $1,500 just for one animal. There are several ways you can help, as I previously mentioned, such as spaying and neutering your own pet, adopting before you try and go to a local breeder, and by donating your time or money to local animal shelters. In conclusion, you should always adopt and check your local shelters for a potential companion to your family before you check into a breeder. Adopt, don't shop.